Hello and welcome to another Salesforce and Trailhead tutorial with myself, Jonathan Fox. And today I wanted to show you a little bit more on the dev side of things when it comes to Lightning experience. So today I wanted to show you how to create a real simple basic Lightning web component. As you can see here, I'm in the Sales Console on the homepage of the app, and I have just removed everything so that we can see this Lightning web component that I've built here. And what the Lightning web component does, it has a checkbox that when it's unchecked shows not showing details, and then if we check it, we can see first name and last name. Now, a little bit of an extra function, we'll type in John Doe, and as you can see, as we were typing, it outputted what we were typing there and capitalized it. So we're going to jump into VS Code and have a look at the code behind this. Okay, so as you can see here, we have got an HTML element, a JavaScript element, and some XML, and I'll go through each one. So when it comes to Lightning Web Components, very similar format to how you would maybe create a normal HTML page. Instead, what we're going to use is template tags as our root tag, and then because I was making it into a Lightning CAD, I wanted it as just that little section as a Lightning Web component on my record page or home page. I enclosed it with Lightning CAD tag and added a title. Then, because I wanted it to be its own self-containing piece of functionality, I enclosed it in an article tag, and I have assigned it the class of SLDS card. And what that does is it allows you to utilize the Salesforce Lightning Design Systems CSS and styling. It means that there is a whole bunch of preloaded styles that come with Salesforce out of the box, but if you need to use the classes, obviously, to draw upon them, and this is one of them. I've then given it a div with a similar class that pulls onto the formatting of Salesforce, putting it in this nice little box and showing these fields the way that they look. This is all part of SLDS. I've then added a Lightning input with the type of checkbox, and I've given it a label, and on change. Now, this on change in the curly brace means that whenever something changes to do with that Lightning input, it will fire off an event to this JavaScript method. Again, down here, as we go further down, this is the details section, so another template tag, and in here is the information that I wanted to hide. So if it's true, if this variable is true, then it will show, but if it's false, then it only shows this piece of text here. And we'll go into how that renders and disappears based on this on change event. And diving into this little bit here, we've got the name of first name, labeled it first name, and then on change, and we're handling the change with a different JavaScript function we will have a look at in a minute. So let's move over to the JavaScript file. As you can see here, pretty simple. There's not much to it, which is just goes to show how you can create a simple Lightning Web component in a short space of time quite easily. We're going to import Lightning element, and we're going to use the track API because we want to track anything that changes on the page and re-render the page as it changes. So that was the letters. Whenever you typed a letter in, it capitalized it and put it down at the bottom. So we're tracking full name, and as you can see on here, my apologies, as you can see on here, full name is referenced a few times, and within this full name object we've got first name and last name. So whenever the handle event gets fired, so that's whenever you type a letter into those first name and last name boxes, if the field, so the constant of field, this is our const, the event.target.name, if the field is first name, which is here, if the name of this field is first name, this dot full name, and then first name is whatever we type in. So basically what it's saying is, if you type something in to the first name field on the HTML page, it assigns the full name object here and the first name to whatever you type in, the value to whatever you've typed in. And likewise in the last name part, it will change the full name object's last name to whatever you type in to the last name field here. Moving further down, as you can see, this is the capitalized part, so uppercase. And what this is doing is it's returning the full name first name and the full name last name. So these two elements to this object, and it is trimming any white space and it is changing them to uppercase. That's a really simple way of assigning an input to a different field and then changing and transforming it to however you want it to go. Now, the checkbox. Are details visible is set to false. So we're setting it to false by default, and that is here. So are details visible? If it's true, it renders that, but no. So it's false, it only shows that, and that's what it is to default. That's what it starts as. And show details, handle show details. So that is the event that gets called whenever the checkbox is changed on change. And what happens here is the are details gets changed to checked if it's checked. Then obviously if it's currently is checked and it unchecks, it changes back to false. So it just changes this variable to true or false depending on whether it's checked or not. Doing so renders this or makes it disappear. And finally, we're going to move on to the XML. And here, what you can see is the targets. This is the main bit I want to show you. When you create a Lightning Web Component to start with, you will see API version is exposed, and is exposed is usually set to false, and you don't have any targets. So what you want to do is change that to true, and you want to add in the targets, so wherever you want to be able to use this component. So I've enabled it on the Lightning app page, the record page, and the home page, just for ease. And here we go, that is it. So adding it to your page, you want to edit the page, scroll down to the side here, and you will see any of the custom components that you've created. Here's my Hello app, and you can just drag and drop it onto the page. And we're going to just move it, and we'll go back. And now you can see it's moved slightly on the page, but it still does exactly the same. I hope this was helpful, and I will go into more Lightning Web Components and some more fun things that we can do with them, a little bit more on styling at a later date. Thanks for listening. Until next time.